Hi, you're listening to Book Chat with author Vivian E. Moore.
Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode. We really appreciate you joining us. This podcast really shows us how we can all learn, live, and thrive off of each other. By sharing our knowledge through our conversations, we will impart some knowledge whilst learning ourselves how to progress even further. Here is your host.
Hello and welcome to Book Chat. I am your host, author Vivian E. Moore. I hope everyone had a great week and I hope you're having an even better weekend. All right, we're going to get straight to today's show. The title is Say It Loud and the topic is representing authors. In a world overflowing with stories and ideas and words, countless writers and authors' voices remain unheard. Their contributions overshadowed, and their talents unrecognized. These creators, they leave everything on the table, including their hearts and souls, yet they never receive the acknowledgement they deserve for whatever reasons. So I dedicate today's show to bringing attention to these unsung heroes of the literary world, because it's about spotlighting those writers and those authors who stand out, those whose works have moved, inspired, and captivated audiences, even if they haven't yet achieved widespread recognition. Okay? So let's talk about the quiet power of unseen authors. We know that new books are published daily, right? Adding to that vast ocean of literature that's available to readers worldwide. Yet, within that deluge of content, many exceptional works, they still go unnoticed. Because there are numerous reasons why deserving writers remain in the shadows. So I'm going to give you 4 of them, all right? So let's start with market saturation. Well, with so many books published each year, it's easy for brilliant works to get lost in the crowd. We see it every day. If you are a fan of Audible or Kindle Unlimited, however you get your books, you see so many books out there that have been published, but, there are no reviews and things like that. So you may be hesitant to click on them and read them. But when you do, take that chance and click on those books and you read them and you're like, why isn't this book charting? Why isn't it number 1 somewhere? Because these books are so good, but with so many books out there, there's so many to choose from. The readers are just, this is my opinion, just skipping over those books that don't have a lot of reviews listed yet, or, they're hesitant. And, and maybe that's one of the reasons why they don't choose those books, but they're missing out on those hidden gems. All right. So number 2 is lack of marketing. So some authors, they lack the resources, just keeping it real, to market their books effectively. And, that makes it difficult to reach those potential readers. Okay, so we know that marketing is a huge part of getting your book noticed, getting it out there for the readers. Okay, getting it into their hands, so they can read those books. And number 3 is niche genres. Okay, so those are the authors who they write in a less mainstream genre, okay, and they often struggle to find an audience. So, that's another one of the things that is holding back those authors who are brilliant writers, but they just haven't found that that niche yet for what they write. And then number 4 is, and it's the last one, by the way, is those publishing barriers. So the traditional publishing industry, it can be challenging to break into. That's why there are so many independent authors out there, okay? Because they have tried to, get their foot into the mainstream door, but for whatever reason, they've been turned away, along with so many other talented writers that have been turned away despite their potential too. Okay, so today is about celebrating all of those unsung talents. Okay, and it's the purpose of this show is to celebrate those writers who, despite the obstacles, have created works of exceptional quality. These are the authors who have crafted narratives that resonate deeply within us, who have developed characters that linger in our minds, and who have explored themes that challenge and enlighten us. Those are those unsung talents that I want to celebrate, and that I want you to celebrate with me. And this is the part of the show where I would name all of the authors that I feel are unsung heroes to me, but time won't allow me to name all of those unsung heroes on my list. And besides that, it would not be fair to only name a few when there's so many that are on my list. Okay, but this is where you can insert your heroes who you think deserve recognition. Okay, and you can do that by shouting out their names, their genres, their notable works, and you can just write a brief synopsis of why they stand out. Okay, why you feel this author deserves to be shouted out and their work to be noticed. Okay, and there are other ways too that you can help. And we're going to go through those. And these are not anything that I haven't said before. So one of the ways that you can help, excuse me, is by supporting these writers. And it's not just about buying their books. Okay, let's just get that on the table right now. Although that's a huge part of it, but there are so many other ways that you can support them. Because, you can buy a book, but if you don't open that book and read it, and if you don't give a review, that's, to be honest, is really not helping them. Okay, you said, well, I'm supporting you because I bought your book. Okay, we appreciate that, but you also need to read that book. You also need to share information about that book, because that also helps, all right? And speaking of sharing their work, you can recommend those books to your friends and to your family. All right. Every little bit helps. It does. And another way is by leaving reviews. Okay. We talked about that just a little bit. And just leave a positive review, on platforms like Amazon and Goodreads. Because I know a lot of people are fans of Goodreads. They like it for some reason more than Amazon. But for, whatever reason, whichever one you prefer, leave a review, because that can also boost an author's visibility. It helps. All right. It helps so much when you leave those reviews. And then you can engage on social media. Everybody is on social media these days, posting everything about lifestyles and just trivial things. But how about we post about some of those authors that are unsung heroes to a lot of us, okay? Because you can follow them, you can share, and then you can comment on their posts that can help them reach a broader audience, okay? How about doing that? And also, after you've done all of that and you want to do a little bit more, you can go out and attend those readings and signings, because I see those a lot of the times posted on social media. And where there's an author that is going to be doing a signing or reading or, some type of author event that sometimes they're local and sometimes they're not local. And sometimes you don't even have to go anywhere. You can just attend them virtually. That COVID did a lot to heighten social media and doing things from a virtual perspective without having to leave your house, so you can do it that way. So you can't use, whatever, it's not in my state, it's not in my country, whatever. You can't use that as an excuse anymore. You can no longer use it as an excuse because you can attend things virtually now. And it's simple as 1, 2, 3. Because that is so important to attend those readings and those signings, if you can, even if it is virtually, because those events where these authors are speaking or signing books, that's a major step in promoting them as authors, promoting their work and their talents. When they have these events. If they have them at bookstores and places like that, or if they are doing book signings in a party type atmosphere where they've invited family, friends, co-workers, whoever, anybody that will come out and support them, that will help them by getting the word out, by buying their books and writing those reviews about their books, shouting them out all across social media. Whichever social media platform you prefer, just do that, because every little bit helps. And that's what today's show is about. It's about saying it loud, representing those authors that we feel deserve that recognition. You may have some authors that you've read their books and you just love them as writers, and you want the world to know about this talent. So don't be hesitant in sharing. Please, share. Because it is so important. It is so vital to those writers when you share their work. If you're sharing it by word of mouth, if you're sharing it across social media, if you're buying their books and then sharing their books after you finish reading it, whether it is a physical book or whether it is an ebook, you can share those too, because those are great ways to help those authors grow their platforms and just help grow them, their visibility, because that is so vital to them, maintaining. It really is. You may not see it as that, but it is. They like I said before, writers and authors leave so much of who they are. They leave it on that table when they write those books. They're behind those computers for hours and hours at a time, just pounding those keys, laboring to put their best work forward. And they do that for you. So you can have something engaging to read and hopefully share with the next reader that is also looking for something that is engaging and captivating. Okay, so let's just close this out and end on this note. The literary world is richer and it is more diverse thanks to the countless voices that contribute to it. First and foremost. And so by acknowledging and celebrating the work of those lesser known authors, we give them the recognition they deserve, and we enrich our lives with the unique perspectives and the stories they offer. So let's make it a point to explore beyond the bestsellers and discover the hidden gems of the literary world. So say it loud and let these authors know they are seen and valued. So keep reading, keep supporting, and keep discovering new voices. All right. And just like I say on every ending of my program, always tell those who you care about the most today how you feel about them, because tomorrow is not promised. And on that note, I love you. I hope you love me back. Until the next time you hear my voice, God bless you and goodbye.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.